Hey guys, Collar here, bringing you Game 2 of the on-game dual-net tournament between GGPlay and Backho here. And of course, this is the sort of round of 24 that will lead to the round of 16 in the official OSL. And GGPlay is a Zerg player who won the OSL in 2007, actually, in the March OSL. And Backho is a Protoss player who is on LeagueCaf Oz, although I don't know much else about him. GGPlay's win in the OSL, though, considered by some people not to be the most impressive because some of the big names like Savior were knocked out earlier in the tournament, but still quite impressive, and I would give him a considerable lead leading up to this. I would definitely predict his victory, but we can see what happens on this map. This map, once again, is Hwarangdo, where we saw Jaedong being destroyed in spectacular fashion by a Bunker Rush, followed by a Vulture Rush last game. And a lot of people have commented that this map is quite imbalanced against Zerg in a Zerg versus Terran matchup, and I do have to agree there, both because of the lack of gas in the natural expansion and because of the ridge overlooking that expansion where siege tanks can be placed quite easily. But I'm not sure about Zerg versus Protoss. I could see both the ledges and the gas being used against either player, although I would give perhaps a little bit of favoring towards Protoss because Zerg really just needs the extra gas in the beginning of the game to really be able to get the tech units they need. And looks like a pylon being placed for Backho now at his natural expansion, and so I'm assuming he's not going for any kind of rush, so he's probably going to try to pick up his natural, and the natural of course doesn't have a gas like I just said, so both players will be probably searching for a second gas expansion quite soon also. We could be seeing a double expansion for the Zerg player. That is something that I would think is likely, especially if the Zerg player sees that the Protoss player is going for a fast expansion himself. I would definitely expect a second expansion to one of the other expansions with a gas. And we're seeing now an Overlord being built for GGPlay, so it looks like GGPlay is setting himself up for a 12 hatchery build. And the scouting probe is going to get into space and take a look there. Yeah, so in case you guys didn't know, Klazart, the first amateur English commentator in the YouTube world, has actually decided to do this entire group, with the exception of this game right now. So I'm just going to link you guys to Klazart in probably a comment to this video, because he is a great commentator. I watch all of his games, and I'll probably try to do some other games in the Proleague or something after this. I will actually be away next week, so I won't be able to do much anyway. So in any case, yeah, check out Klazart for the remaining 3 games of this series. Because he's already posted them, and of course he's a great commentator. I'm sure you guys have all heard of him, and it looks like this drone almost getting killed here. The reason why Klazart didn't want to do this matchup is actually because he doesn't like Backho. Not just because of his name, but he just doesn't like Backho. He doesn't think his play is that good. In fact, this is like a public service announcement, but Backho's name actually means white tiger. So we shouldn't make fun of his name. Yeah, supposedly. Looks like a 12 Nexus for the Protoss player Backho. So he's definitely quite confident in his ability to hold off early rush, and he's correct in being confident because GGPlay has gone for the 12 hatchery and won't be able to produce Zerglings anytime soon. And it looks like after building the Nexus, Backho did decide to put on a Forge instead of just going Gateway first, which would have been even more risky in some ways. Now it looks like a couple of Zerglings, 3 Zergling eggs being morphed for GGPlay, and now 1 Photon Cannon being created in the front in a really good position there. So I think that Backho will be quite safe from any Zergling attack for a while. And it looks like some drones being transferred now for GGPlay. So yeah, so I'll just put a link to Klazart's other games, the winners and the losers matches, and then the final match of the series. And yeah, you guys can watch the rest there. So yeah, while you guys get a chance, please just leave some comments about any other classic series you want to see or any classic games you want to see. I've been receiving a lot of comments recently, and I might not be doing all that many present games. I will be doing present day games, but they're really at sc2g.com. We're really just scheduling them so all the games get covered by different people. So I'll still probably have some time for classic games, but don't expect me to do anything next week because I'm going to be in Florida with a friend, and it's going to be cool because I'm from Boston, and Boston's not warm. Yeah, anyway, so it looks like, we have this little plug here that lets us see the minerals and the information about both players. I assume that the 19 out of 26 is the Protoss player, but I'm not sure about that. It looks like the Zerg player, actually, GGPlay, is going to put up an expansion now at the inside 3 o'clock position where he can get another gas. And it looks like he's actually teched a lair here, so we'll see what tech he decides to put down. He's gonna put down a spire right in front of the probe. This could be a ruse even, or he might just stick with the spire, but That would be kind of bad considering the probe just saw it. In any case, though, one Zealot moving down here just to perhaps get a little bit of harassment done on the drones, maybe even kill off a drone or two. And we'll see if he's successful in doing so. Looks like Citadel of Adun going up for Backho here, and Backho probably should go for Templars. That's probably what he's deciding to do here, just to deal with the early Mutalisks. And it just looks like one Zealot crossing the bridge here. It's not going to get very far though, and these Zerglings might even decide to pick it off while it's trying to run away. It looks like the probe's still getting in though. GGPlay not doing very well then, preventing the scouting of Backho, and that's kind of unfortunate because Backho's going to have a very good idea of where he stands and exactly what the timing is for the Spire. It looks like Backho has discovered GGPlay's second expansion here. Backho really doesn't have many units yet, but oh, look at this. GGPlay actually is deciding to go for another expansion, so that's why his Zergling count is quite low. He's decided to go for a third expansion here at the 6 o'clock position, and he might be in trouble here if Backho discovers it, because it will probably be a signal for Backho to move out with whatever forces he has then, because he will know the Zerg is quite behind in terms of ground units. The only thing that can really prevent Backho from doing that is if GGPlay plays very well with his Mutalisks, because Backho will not have sufficient anti-air for a little while to be able to attack and still be able to protect his base and protect his Zealots while they're in transit, because Archons are quite immobile, and you know, he hasn't decided to get a Stargate yet, so he might not be ready for this this Mutalisk harass, in fact, because I don't see any High Templar out yet ready to be morphed into Archons, and a good Zerg player can really out-micro just a couple of cannons, and we see a lot of gateways going up and a Hydralisk Den going up, so both players acting like they're going to, so far it's seeming like both of them are going to go for a macro-heavy game here, and Backho might be setting up for another expansion now of his own, but this Overlord is going to spot it if he decides to plant it there at the 1 o'clock position. Looks like a Sunken Colony going down for GGPlay, and GGPlay perhaps is putting that down there to deal with any possible DTs that could come in. Perhaps he knows about or assumes that a Templar Archives is up. Looks like a Scourge out also, just hanging out there for some scouting purposes, I think. And just one cannon inside the base for Backho. I think GGPlay really needs to move his Mutalisks forward, and he's not doing it. That's a mistake by GGPlay, because he, after making those Mutalisks, he really should just at least get a scout in and try to do some harassment on the probe line. So I think it's a mistake that he's not doing it right now. I don't know if he's waiting for it. It looks like the Mutalisks are out in front, but he really needs to get behind there and discover that there's only one cannon. He can just take down the cannon and pick off a very high number of probes if he manages to find the spot there. And we're not seeing him doing that just yet. Looks like he's just still building some Mutalisks, and looks like just one Archon out, but it's in the field for Backho. I feel this is a mistake for Backho, but I also feel that GGPlay is not exploiting it sufficiently. And actually, I'm not sure which player has amassed quite a high number of minerals. I guess he did use it. I'm still assuming the left side is actually Actually, I really can't tell, to be honest. The left side could be the Protoss player, actually, because the Protoss player does have a lot of units. Actually, I'm going to say the left side is the Protoss unit. Protoss player would make more sense right now. And also, it matches the name on the top of the screen. So, yeah, the left side's the Protoss player. And now the Protoss player, Backho, is going to put on an attack here at the 630 position. And it looks like his Mutalisks are actually attacking, microing really well there, managing to destroy the Archon without losing any Mutalisk. But it's going to come down to a race here between whether the Zealots can take out the Hatchery before the Mutalisks take out the Zealots. And I think the Zealots are going to win this race here. It looks like the Hatchery is going to go down. Yeah, the Hatchery goes down. All the Zealots are probably going to get picked off here. But I think it was a trade that was worth it for Backho, actually. Backho now having taken down one of the